Alright, we are totally live on the completely not going to crash OBS setup that we have now. It will 100% not crash today. It is impossible for it to crash today. It will not. It won't happen. Because I fixed everything in the world.
I'm sure you did, Chef.
Everything in the world I fixed. That's how good I am. So it will not crash. That's how good I am. Oh my god, now it's echoing. It will not crash. Yes, I did. I did do that. I'm just that good.
Finally.
I'm just that good. What can I say?
It really is Mormon time.
What can be said? Okay, we've got 15 minutes before we start. Turando's not going to be here this week, right? He's going to be here next week, potentially.
Yes.
Okay.
And Ari.
Mitz is not going to be here. Ari's probably going to be here.
All
right, so it's probably just going to be us three. Sounds like.
Yep, the old gang.
The whole squad's here. But now, what am I going to do? I got to go to my local video store to read the final volume. They only have 12 volumes in print. They only got the 13th volume even officially digitally translated yet. They haven't even started that. Well, I mean, maybe they started in the background, but they haven't started releasing it despite having a simul-publish platform called Manga. Kodansha. You know what simulpub means, right, Kodansha? You know what that's supposed to mean? Yes, simultaneous publishing. That means when it gets released in Japan, we're supposed to also get it over there, at least digitally. But no, we don't get that. Because Kodansha don't know what that word means.
Is that going to be on the Persona 3 quiz?
Yeah, it's going to be on the Persona 3 quiz, the one that I'm going to host. Yeah, don't worry.
No, I mean the in-game Persona 3 quiz.
Yeah, it's going to be in it. It's going to be in it.
Okay. Oh, so I was looking about the card game.
Yeah.
I found this one made like a game based on the world of Land Illustrious.
Yeah.
That's cool, I guess.
Based.
Oh, I still know we're supposed to get if we're ever going to get that card game working.
Well, that card game, from what I saw, is a reskin of some other card game called Love Letter or something like that, and that's why it was called Hoseki no Kuni Love Letter card game, because it's some other card game, but it's reskinned to have those characters for it.
Interesting. Okay.
But again, when I kept looking to see how much they would cost, people are trying to charge like fucking $200 for these cards, and I wouldn't mind it too if they actually looked like they were good quality. Bro, those pictures they were showing for those cards were not good quality, so I was like, fuck that shit.
Well, we'll just save it eventually for the card game stream.
All I know is I have Land Lustrous merch right here. Okay, I have merch, specifically an art book. I will show it off on the stream real quick during the pre-show memes.
Yeah, we got time.
If things decide to turn on. Okay, here we go. Okay, also, I will begin pinging. Hold on. Wait, here's a ping. Boom, you just got frickin' pinged. How did that feel? I probably should actually wait. Actually, wait, I probably shouldn't have deleted the embed for that one. Well, too late now. And this one.
Hold on. I would do the embed? Curious.
What do you mean? What do you mean, how am I doing the embed? You know what? Fuck you. Just for that comment, you're getting pinged again. For me to fix the mistakes that you caused, okay?
What did I cause?
You caused the mistake. It's happening now.
I know. I just want to know how you embed stuff. I'm curious.
What do you mean? You just link it.
Okay.
You just link it. That's how every embed works. But what I'm doing with the other ones, because I'm only linking my Twitch stream, is I'm putting a thumbnail image and deleting the Twitch embed, because who gives a fuck about a Twitch embed if it doesn't have a thumbnail? But YouTube is different.
Pretty cool.
YouTube is different. YouTube actually shows you the thumbnail. So you might as
I've
well.
always started doing that.
It's a pro strat.
Yeah.
You have to pay me royalties every time you do it. That's the rules.
Okay, that's not happening, chap.
It's in the rules. It's in the law.
You got
I'm a
the pen
lawyer.
on that?
Do I what?
You got a pen?
Yeah, of course I do. What do you mean?
Okay.
Of course I do. Of course.
I'll start getting to wait the 10 years, honestly.
All right, wait, hold on. It's time to quickly show off
Expire.
the Land of Lustrous merch here. Okay, let me go to camera mode. Boom. Look at this. This is the art book I got in the mail. Okay, it's kind of hard to see what the title is because cursive. This is Pseudomorph of Love. That's what it's called. This is an art book from Haruko Ichikawa, the author. It's mostly Land of the Lustrous, but I think there's some other series or like other art that they do in here later on. It's kind of hard for me to like showcase with where I have the camera, but it's pretty nice. You got like there's one page that's not the card game, but it's like I don't know if it's Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic the Gathering, but it's like an actual concept for a TCG that they set up. So there's probably they're probably also like card game nerds, and that's why they ended up with a love letter card game based on it. Probably something like that. Like these things. I don't know what that is, but
so instead of a quiz, we're gonna play love letters. What are you telling me?
Yeah, of course. It's time to duel.
On the PS5.
Yeah, on the PS5, of course, of course. Yeah, I don't know if this is a separate series or if this is supposed to be an AU or I don't know what this is, but it looks cool. It looks cool. Okay, we got the good art book. It's got some like comments towards the end, but it's all in Japanese, so it's gonna take me a while to read through them. But all the other pages are just the artworks by themselves, which is fine. And then we got some like rough layouts of pages and shit. It's pretty cool. And then it's got the like full arts of some of the chapters. God, look at it. Oh my god, I just went to the wrong scene. You just took a look. You just took a sneak peek at the new Be Right Back scene that I set up there with a different animation. This one's got a new game on it. So hell yeah to that. Boom. Look at that shit. That's so cool. That's dope. That's dope. Hold on, wait. I just realized there's no pre-show tag on the top right of that scene. Well, we're in the pre-show. We have not started yet. We're in the pre-show. By the way, where the fuck is everybody? By everybody, I mean Ari.
Yeah, by everyone you mean exactly Ari.
I mean exactly one person who complained last week saying, I tried looking in here before. Why weren't you guys doing the pre-show setup? Where were you guys? Where were you guys? You can't complain about that shit if you're only going to show up at 8 o'clock anyways. You can't complain about that shit. What do you mean?
I can complain because I show up early.
No, you're not allowed to complain about anything. Ever.
What are you talking about?
You're not allowed. It's not legal until you have a mozzarella stick. You can't complain anymore. That's just the rule. Hello. Hello,
Ari. Rights have been revoked.
They've always been revoked. You're not allowed to complain because most stuff you have not actually experienced, okay? You just can't.
So true. I don't know what we're talking about, but so true.
Exactly. Exactly.
Despite the fact they're usually never early.
Listen. We got 6 minutes before we officially start. All right. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be here this week, but I said we're starting at 8. So for anybody who will be tuning in at 8, we will wait the 6 minutes for that. Which we have been getting comments again on the video VODs. One person of which joined the server at some point to message more about it. It's the person who posted, let me read the comment here from Patrick Feeney. This was on our discussion talking about volume 7 and 8, where we found out about Kongo Sensei throwing parts of him at the Lunarians and acting like it was a forbidden technique. They said, turning oneself into a weapon to fight the Lunarians is actually something we previously saw one of the gems doing, with Diamond using parts of their arm to add a harder edge to their sword. Bort calls them out for risking losing pieces of themselves doing that. Sensei probably figures that if it becomes widely known that they do the same thing, it would encourage more gems to try it like Diamond is. I had completely forgotten about that. And then they joined the server and then posted screen caps of it because they found it. It was in like chapter 3. That was interesting.
Fairly early on.
Yeah, I completely forgot that happened.
I got the notes.
I could be misinterpreting it. It's possible that they're breaking just from the force of trying to reflect Lunarian projectiles. I don't think it was explicitly called out, and that's why they were doing it. But it's when Diamond loses their glove, and it's revealed that their hand is gone in one of the early volumes. I see. Okay. Yeah, Board's yelling like, "What are you thinking? I was wondering where you disappeared to." Blah, blah.
I remember like slightly earlier from that. Diamond says like the way she fights like kind of breaks part of her off.
Yeah. I understand. I think we had some other comment coming too. Wait, let me try to find it. Oh, wait. Let me post about the stuff on Twitters and stuff too. The Twitters and the blue skies. Oh my god. The skies are so blue over there.
Much like Persona 3.
So true.
The hit game.
Okay. Alright, I've done all my posting everywhere. We are live on the platforms we should be. There is nothing I have forgotten in the world. And everything is fixed with my OBS. We will not crash. That will definitely not happen. Everything will be fine. Please keep your hands and feet in the vehicle at all times for Anime Book Club. Thank you. We will begin in about 3 minutes. Oh my god. Man. I got 1 volume left, and there's still like 0 sign of them even starting to officially translate it yet. I don't understand that.
It's been like weeks since that.
It's not been. It's been months.
It's been,
right?
yeah. It's been a bit.
Wait, hold on. When did it end? Because I know it ended like I thought it ended like a couple months ago at this point. But like, listen. You do not have to wait for a volume to end before you start translating the chapters. This is Kodansha, okay? This is not some small little indie group. It's like, this is not some scrappy indie go get 'em just translating some stuff that they can, you know, kind of get their hands. This is Kodansha, all right? They got the money, the funds, the people, the means, and the motive to do it. And they just don't do it. They even have their own fucking platform that they launch exclusively to Simulpub, and they don't do it. There's 10 whole chapters in that last volume, right? Because we ended at 98, and now there's 108. So there's 10 more chapters, and they could have started them at any point. At any point. But no. No. Yeah, it ended April 25th. So it's been 2 months.
It's been a bit.
They will be hearing from my lawyer.
You have a lawyer?
Yes. I called Saul. And he will be taking care of all of my legal worries in this matter. Okay, let me make sure I have Twitch pulled up. And
Alright, we got like a minute.
Okay. Alright, we're all here. Are we ready to go?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Is Ari sure?
Ari, are you ready to go?
You make duck noises, it's fine.
Ari's too busy
No,
playing.
I'm playing Umineko.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're too busy playing Umineko. Oh boy. By the way,
That's what that is.
By the way, I already did a whole thing being like, I don't know if you should stream Umineko. It could be pretty long. Meanwhile, like some other streamer I launched just started reading Fate Stay Night, and I'm like, oh, okay. So
Fate is not nearly as long as Umineko. I mean, it's long.
What? I don't know.
Fate
That's
is
true.
long, but Umineko's longer.
Alright.
How long to beat Fate Stay Night? How long to beat Umineko? Let's compare.
Longer.
Let's compare. Umineko is about 61 hours in length. Fate Stay Night, about 99 hours.
That's shorter than Duels for the Roses. What are you guys doing?
Okay, completionist for Umineko is about 76 hours. Completionist for Fate Stay Night is about 102 hours. So I don't know. I feel like someone's just a slow reader. It's not me. Not me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Guys, this is shorter than fucking Spirit Color. That's like 300 hours. So what are you guys doing?
Listen, all I know is the real question is: did that fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! GX fan game ever finish? Did you
Never finished.
see? Now that's longer than Ubineko right there. That semester never fucking ends. All right, let's get started here. Let me turn off the pre-show meme. All right, welcome everybody to another exciting week of the Anime Book Club here on twitch.wolfborg.com, youtube.wolfborg.com, and kick.wolfborg.com, and your mom's Apple smartwatch, all at the same time, at the same time, and the same day, the same place. Well, it's
Open
three
them up
different
in different
three
tabs
places.
so that you can have them all.
Yeah,
together.
exactly. Yeah. You have to do that. You have to do that. But you have to make sure that they all physically show on some of these platforms, because sometimes if you're tabbed out, they don't count it. But that's fine. You know, you can do whatever. Make sure you also are bought all my channels for views and all that. Yeah, this is definitely what I'm saying to do. Yeah, totally. Anyways, welcome. We are here once again to talk about Land of the Lustrous, and we are almost done with the series. We're going to be discussing volumes 11 and 12 today. But before we get started, we're going to introduce the usual cast that we have to discuss it this week. Starting in alphabetical order, as always, Arimia, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Arimia. I like shonen shit. You should read Ume Neko no Nakukoroni.
Is that shonen shit?
Is it?
Listen.
No.
What-
No, very weird one.
The real question is, what's longer, Umineko or all of One Piece? You know, I'm just saying.
One Piece.
Oh, damn. All right, so I guess it's not that long. All right, I'm going to start streaming it right now. Okay, well, thank you for that.
Ume Neko or One Piece?
Yes. Thank you so much for that. Go read Ubineko if you are interested. Next up, we have me, a.k.a. Chaplain, a.k.a. Chap Fofolite, for us reading Land of the Lustrous, a.k.a. Wolfborg, a.k.a. the best host with the most, and all of the platforms, and every single one. What would I recommend? Did I recommend Finding Cinderella last week? Because it's good, from what I've been playing. It's like a short little Murder Among Us, like, visual novel.
It's like a dating sim,
slash
but also
dating.
at the same time.
It's I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to the whole, like, how you're supposed to figure out who the killer is so that you... So far,
Don't die.
I almost screwed up last night with my route, where there was like a 50-50 chance the person I was rising up the whole time would have been the killer. So we did not fail in the end, though. She was not the killer, and we lived happily ever after.
Funny, though.
We lived happily ever after. So that's one route done. Now I have to do like 8 other routes. Okay, so we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Now, next up we have Shadow. Introduce yourself.
I've shouted before. What I recommend not doing is playing Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Spirit Card. It's taking us 240 hours, and
Big fan.
we're missing like
Big
5 cards.
fan.
And by God, is it hell on earth?
All right. Well,
It is like a 50-hour game stretched over 300 hours. Okay, I don't know what to tell you.
true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have been warned. If you are watching, do not read Spirit Caller. Apparently, we have anti-recommendations to give out here.
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
so.
I gotta balance you two out.
All right, fair enough. All right, well, thank you for that. And that's all we have for this week. Turndo is not going to be here this week, but he said he will hopefully be here next week for the finale, and we will see about that. I don't know if a miss will be here too, but next week will be the volume 13 and the quiz, if I get everything set up in time for that. So let's begin with the discussion for this week. Volumes 11 and 12. Jesus Christ. First of all, I don't understand how there's another volume. I will say,
Let's start from the top.
Let's not go top. We're getting ahead of ourselves here, Jeff.
just to set our expectations here for this discussion. I don't understand where else we go for it. Okay, so we ended last week with a 200-year time skip, and then Kongo Sensei putting back together the pieces of Phos that he's found when the gems tried to go to hibernate. And Phos is now put back together in this, like, half-built gem form, and with her alloy, like, keeping them alive. And, like, It's the height of the body horror in this series when it comes to gem body horror. Okay, it is both horrific and also fucking awesome at the same time. She is having a Joker moment for the remainder of her time there, and just
Joker, baby.
like at first she's getting Kongo Sensei to pray. So False is getting, and it's working for reasons that I think they sort of explain a little bit later. I don't know if I fully get it, but like I sort of get it. It's the whole thing. But like he's getting him to start praying, and the Prince Dude Akmea up in the Lunarian place, you can see that this is happening from like the pearl eye that Fos has. Is basically like, all right, guys, this is the time. Get my wife in here so I can say some of the secret memes real quick before we all go to heaven. And then, of course, they did not actually finish the prayer, so they did not actually go to heaven. I had assumed that would happen, and so it did not fully work. Other gems woke up, interrupted the prayer, and Fos escaped. But Padparasha. The only way Fos escaped is because Padparasha went down to like help distract them so that they could take Fos back up there, up to the moon. And so Padparasha basically said fuck you to Rutile, threw I think literally the center heart piece of her to Rutile and said figure it out, and then just died again. And Rutile just went from like crazy mode to like I don't even know what to do with my life anymore mode. Basically,
It should have been me. I was supposed to fix him.
But now, Fos being brought back to the moon, Fos is absolute Joker mode, completely in shambles, literally. Her body is like barely like able to keep itself stable. And it really adds to how deranged her mindset has become at this point in the series, because like she's gone through a lot of changes, but now she's had to suffer 200 years of being like imprisoned in like several different directions as like little bits and pieces. And then when she does become conscious, she's like half built and like suffering, and has been suffering for like 200 years. So like we're at insane levels of mental breakdown that she's going through. And now she's like, all right, fuck all of this. I'm going to crush all of the gems because they keep fucking with everything. I will destroy all of them and either get Kongo to pray or just fucking kill him, because fuck all this shit now. I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. And you're all going to help me. And so she convinces a few of the gems.
I'm going to blackmail you.
Pretty much. She's just like, hey, you're not going to help me, Diamond? I'm going to bring Bort here then. Fuck you. Because we got a little like... We did not spend too much time with what's happened with the gems 200 years later. We got a little bit of a montage, I guess, where like Diamond is now an idol to the Lunarians. So she's an idol up there. Amethyst is scientist, like basically like head assistant scientist, because the main head scientist is still there, but they're like head assistant. And Carnagorn, I think, is also supposed to be a scientist there too, because she's specifically trying to figure out how to become a Lunarian. So they're trying to perfect the technology to allow them to do that.
Which is, they kind of gloss over that, even though that's I guess it's just like one of those things you kind of have to gloss over, where it's like, yeah, they'll find a way. It's been 200 years. They found a way. You know?
Yeah, and
this moon tech, who knows?
And like with that thing too, one of the secrets that Akmea revealed to Carnagorn when they thought when they thought that they were about to be prayed, to the afterlife, was they basically said once Kongo prays, them and the Lunarians will go away. Like everybody will. So at that point, I'm just like, well, then why does it matter if you're a Lunarian or not? Because like it sounded to me like she wanted to become a Lunarian so that she could also be prayed away with Akmea and like go with them. But if like they know that they're going to go anyways, then why does it matter? But I mean, I guess at a certain point they might have just not known whether or not Sensei would ever pray, and maybe Carnagorn just wanted to become like her husband or whatever, or something to that effect. I am surprised that like Akmea was trying to do some manipulation stuff. It's more been like multi-hundred years manipulation towards Fos's development. It has not been manipulation towards what's going on with Carnagorn, which surprised me. I don't know if that was a plot point that was just kind of abandoned or something like that, because it felt like we were trying to go in a specific direction with that, and then it just ended up, at least to this point, not being something except like literally just a love story in the middle of this. Because like we were saying last week, we were expecting there to be a big manipulation coming up involved with that, and there really wasn't at this point. The manipulation was, again, the manipulation he revealed that's happened over time was that they've been strategically making the events of our story happen for Fos's changes, because they've calculated essentially that Fos is going to be the most likely for them to essentially turn human enough in quality for Kongo to listen to them when they tried to demand for him to pray, or, as we found out, to low-tier God himself, in a matter of speaking. That was like the big manipulation that he was really pulling off. And really, I don't know how I feel about things like that. I like it in concept for, like, they've thought out all of this. I just don't understand where Karen... Well, actually, I sort of do. And I just realized it now in my head. And I can't believe it. I probably realized it earlier when I was reading. The Karen Gorn thing, I remember now. It was specifically that love story happened to take Karen Gorn away from Fos. So that now... Because Karen Gorn, or like, Ghost Quartz or Antarctica, whatever they were supposed to be a placeholder for Fos. Without them... Fos was not stable, and they needed Fos to get to that point to basically be isolated for the next step in their manipulation. So, like, the manipulation, even with the marriage to Karen Gorn, was always towards Fos. So it was never like a manipulation that was eventually going to happen where something bad was going to happen to Karen Gorn. It was always just going to be like something related to Fos. But it just still makes me wonder whether or not he actually gives a shit about Karen Gorn, or if that was all just literally like political in terms of getting that done. I don't know, because they seem pretty fucking intimate at times where they pretty much don't have to be. So I don't know with that angle of it, I guess.
At this point, it seems like it was just, it is actually what it is.
Yeah. Which,
the intentions were to the PR. I was like, fuck it, I guess we're this far in, why not?
I am glad, again, still, that Karen Gorn basically got their own little character arc happen with this series. I'm glad they were not just left as Antarcticite substitute for the entirety of the series. I'm glad for that. And I am also glad that Diamond's development happened a little, where, like, it is unfortunate that we only really got to skip to, like, the future where she's an idol. And when they do confront, because there's a big battle that happens between all the gems for, like, the big final battle, I guess, where Fos has gone back, said, you're all going to help me go kill them all. And she takes some of the gems and convinces them to, like, help with the final fight. So she's bringing some gems with her and, like, literally all of the Lunarian army. And they're all going to attack at once. And she's going to sell this once for all, one way or another, either crushing all the gems and getting sensitive prey, or fucking killing literally everybody, if possible. Diamond shows up, immediately sees Bort. Well, it doesn't recognize Bort at first because their hair is short. They did not recognize them at all, and somebody else pointed out that, hey, that's Bort. And then they remember that that's Bort. And then they go say, fuck you. It's finally time for us to fight. And Bort's like, I don't give a shit about that anymore. I'm into jellyfish now. It's because the Lunarians haven't attacked them in like hundreds of years because they haven't had to. They're just like, I'm just take care of jellyfish now. I don't need to fight. So I thought that was funny. I still kind of like, I don't know. Again, I think I said this last week. I wanted more for a Diamond story arc. Like, I'm glad at least they had a confrontation, like, fight with them towards the end. Although it kind of, if I remember correctly, it seemed like they both just kind of had a stalemate in their fight where they both just broke to pieces.
Fos just kills Alexandrite.
Yeah. Wait, Fos kills Alexandrite? Wait. I'm trying to remember.
I swear.
Alexandrite tried to be like, okay, I will go sicko mode on them or whatever, and then, like, they got the wrong Alexandrite. So usually that means they pass out, right? I didn't remember if they crushed them or whatever, but But I know Fos just stopped giving a fuck about literally every gem that was in front of them. Like Euclid was trying to be like, please, I surrender. Can we just talk this out?
Let's come to an agreement.
Yeah.
Take me to the Lunarians. We can come to an agreement.
And Fos was just like, nah, fuck that shit.
Immediately.
Fos is done. And then we had the big fight with Cinnabar, which surprisingly enough, considering the cover of Volume 11 looks like the big confrontation between Fos and Cinnabar, that fight doesn't actually happen until the next volume, Volume 12, where that is not on the cover at all, which I thought was interesting. But that fight, I mean, a couple of Fos's fights at this point now, was hard for me to tell what happened. It's again another...
Backing up.
Yeah.
Or forward? No, okay.
What direction are we going?
Okay, so this fights, yeah.
Yes.
I did think the fight with Cinnabar was cool though, because like you can really see, I guess I'll spoiler it. Like here is this where, you know, you got Cinnabar on the left and I guess Fos on the right. I mean, it is Fos, but like, you know, at this point, there's a part earlier where Fos sees their younger self, and it's like, who's that bright and young, cheerful person?
Yeah.
But I do think it's cool. Like you can see the spikes in this artwork are Fos's attack, but then the waves on the left are Cinnabar's.
Yep.
But also on the right, if you notice, I thought as soon as I saw it, I was like, it kind of looks like people and their arms reaching out.
Yeah, the old baby guys.
But if you go on a few pages later, it fully becomes people lunging at Fos from Cinnabar's, was it Mercury?
Yeah, the mercury poison thing, yeah.
So it's kind of like all of the other gems kind of attacking Fos through Cinnabar's Mercury attacks. I don't want to call it magic, but...
You saying friendship is Cinnabar's power? Is that what you're saying here?
Yes,
power of
because
friendship.
now Cinnabar has friends. And
oh
then
my
Cinnabar
god.
lost.
And Cinnabar lost.
Our friendship never worked.
They lost, but they said thank you for remembering, you know, your promise. You made this fun somehow in the end.
I think it was more of you.
Like she made friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like she got to have fun with it in the end. But at this point, Fos has completely forgotten all about that shit. So immediately after that, she was like, Fos is just like, what promise? I don't. And then she's like stumbling, still trying to like half like keep her body together or whatever. So yeah, because Fos is just crushing every gem that comes in front of him, left and right, to like get towards Sensei. And after the Cinnabar fight, Fos is literally walking through that hallway being like, was this hallway always this long? Because she's like barely keeping herself like mentally stable now too, to like figure out what she was supposed to do. She almost forgot for a second she was there for Kongo Sensei, which I thought was funny. But her, like, she's getting all melty all around her face at times too, and it's like, ugh, it's like, again, gross, but also awesome, but also I don't know what the fuck is happening sometimes with the body and some of these scenes, in the fight scenes especially, where it's
good.
It like looks really great art wise. Some of those I had to like look back at the panels and be like, wait, what just happened? Wait, who lost the fight? Wait, I should assume Fos won the fight, right? Yeah, things like, or like even if it looks like Fos was like beaten or torn to some pieces, you know, because of her alloy, she could just put herself back together essentially. So, and I think one of them looked like they got close to beating Fos, but they just kind of made it look like that. I forget who that was. Maybe it was Jade. I don't remember. Yeah, so we had the whole thing happen, and then she finally confronts Kongo Sensei and says, will you pray? And Kongo Sensei says, no, can't do it. Sorry, I'm trying here. I just can't do it. And Fos
Fos is
said,
like, "Well, then
and
fucking
and
die
Fos,
then."
yeah, Fos really said, and
happens.
die. What would do? Argue with you? Like, just die. And then apparently you could also do that. Apparently Kongo has just been waiting all this time for, I guess, a human or somebody to tell them that his job is done, so that he can
Something
break
that
apart.
vaguely resembles a human being.
Yeah, vaguely resembles a human being. Vaguely.
I feel like that's the key word.
Now I think Akamiya explained that it was more like they don't need it to be physically human, but like the same
have all
kind
the
of
parts of a
emotional
human.
or mental kind of properties of a human to a certain extent, or something to that effect. Because they needed it to be somebody to have faith in Kongo's power or some other effect. It's something to where like you did not have to be, like, scientifically create humans or whatever. You didn't have to do that. It was just you have to like bring one of these life forms that is descendant from humans, give them the traits of the other kind of descendants. So because like she's got the legs of the Amarellas or whatever, and the cultural influence of like the Lunarians, and
And also the like some eye or something of the Lunarians.
yeah, the
like
pearl eye,
multiple parts from every different group.
which also affects her mental state, because as gems with their inclusions, the like structure of their bodies will also affect their like mental makeup and emotional personality and stuff like that. So that's how we essentially get close enough to human for Sensei to listen. That's how we got it so that when Fos tried to tell Kongo to pray before, he almost was able to do it. And now at this point, Kongo Sensei is just like, well, I can die. Thank you. I'm free. Now, the one thing we did clarify with Sensei is why exactly he broke. The break happened because the Lunarians, and discovering that they're descendant of humans, made him not want to pray because of them. I'm trying to remember exactly how it was worded. But there was something Akamiya explained it before he goes down to Earth, because that was another event that happened, Akamiya going down to Earth. And I think it was something like Sensei was essentially stuck in some kind of like loop where he was like, I need to pray for the humans to go into the afterlife, but also these Lunarian things are now also human. And if I pray for the Lunarians, then these gems will also go away. But it's not their time to go away yet, but also they're immortal beings, or something like that. That was my understanding of it. The main message of which is just Sensei could not pray because Lunarians, and I don't know, potentially related directly to the fact that they're immortal. But he's just like, I got a rock collection now, so I can't pray. Sorry, it's impossible. I can't do it. And so he's not able to pray. Fos tells him to die. He dies. He just dissolves. I don't think she even hits him. She's like getting ready to hit him, and he's just like is breaking apart all on his own, I think.
Yeah, like as soon the specific thing was False's words broke him.
Because was psychic damage the whole time.
Yep.
It was not necessarily False's actions, but specifically their words saying just break.
And then everybody just Akamiya then went to take, because Kongo left an eye and said that this eye will essentially give Fos all of the knowledge that she needs to know for what to do next for the prayer stuff or whatever. Akamiya tried to come down and, I want to say steal it, but really it sounded like he wanted to set in motion for Fos to want to use it themselves, because Akamiya is a manipulator like that.
Yeah,
So
we do a little trolling.
if Akamiya really wanted the eye, they would not have just left them there the moment they took the eye after their little fight. So I feel like that little fight that they had towards the end was one to like, show Fos that they've also been betrayed by the Lunarians to a certain extent, which is probably also a manipulation reason. And then the second one being to like trick Fos into like putting the eye into themselves. And so they set that all in place and said, all right, bye. And then they all left back to the moon, left Fos on Earth by themselves. And we got the meme. We got the meme chapter. See you in 10,000 fucking years, bucko. We'll see you then. And the PS5s came out and everything. Everybody celebrated for all that time. All the gems up on the moon that survived, or the ones that were put back together, and they perfected the Lustrous to Lunarian machine. And so they started doing that to a ton of them. Kongo Sensei is now also on the moon. For reasons. I guess Kongo Sensei, despite being a robot, has enough of a soul to be up there. We also had like a little mini explanation for like why Kongo Sensei was it made or something? We had like backstory about Kongo Sensei's sibling, the Ice Flows. We found out the Ice Flows are actually a sibling of Kongo Sensei. And the reason why he called them sinners, the Ice Flow is the Ice Flows are like a spread out consciousness of the version, the like robot version AI thing before Kongo Sensei. The problem with it was that it had decided to like purposely miscalculate or like deliberately like tell them the wrong calculations for the trajectory of a certain asteroid so that it would still hit Earth, and they just wouldn't tell them until like afterwards that they miscalculated to try to assert its dominance over humanity by saying, fuck you, I purposely did not tell you that was coming just so that it would hit you. So now I'm in charge.
This is why you installed the first laws of robotics.
And essentially they just, I guess, took it apart or whatever. And they spread its consciousness, or its consciousness eventually spread throughout like the Ice Flows. And that's what those are. And they try to replicate Lunarian stuff at times as like a last ditch effort to try to get the Lunarians to like take them or something to that effect. So that's what the Ice Flows are. And then Kongo Sensei, you know, even though he was made, he had to be given the like pheromone kind of thing, like people are gonna like you and be nice to you kind of thing with them. Otherwise, because everybody at that point after that first case was just very much not trusting of any kind of robot technology like that. Reasonably so, I guess, if one of them just has an asteroid hit your entire fucking planet and tries to take over, essentially. So they're like, well, we can't do much about that, so we'll just take care of Kongo Sensei with the pheromone thing. And we had a little mini scene with Kongo Sensei's creator, mother, whatever you want to call them, not through his perspective of the flight, is essentially through Fos looking back through it as she's absorbing all the information from having the eye over time. And so she sees those like scenes, and like that one essentially, I thought that was really cool. The like final line where she's like, once you get over the metaphorical bridge between like getting humanity across the place, like, or whatever, like prayer wise or something to that effect, burn the fucking bridge. Just fuck all this shit. Humans don't deserve this shit. Just don't do it. And then she, 10,000 years later, I didn't expect the 10,000 years to pass at the end of this volume, but it does. So we go to the end of the 10,000 years. Everybody up in the Lunarian world has been partying hard all of these years, living a nice, peaceful life. Everybody's got PS5s. Everything's great.
PS5 games.
There was a brief discussion about if there's anything they could do to help Fos, because I was thinking that too before they even mentioned it. I was like, man, you guys put Fos through all this bullshit, and now you just kind of left her by herself down there to like process all this shit. I'm like, that's fucking cruel.
She's just giving them a PS5.
You know, just one PS5. And she's just down there all alone, 10,000 fucking years, processing all this information.
But PS5 will help you get through those 10,000 years very, very easily.
Man, and like, so they have discussion. Is there anything we could do? And like, I think Akamiya and Kongo Sensei are both like, yes, but we're not gonna do it. They're both like, yes, there is, but we're not gonna.
They're both like, essentially, the best thing we can do right now is to leave Vols in complete isolation. That's the best thing we can do to speed things up.
Yeah, because we don't want anything to like upset them more and cause it to either take longer or for them to decide to kill us all. So we'll just leave that. as it is.
Is there any difference between killing all of them? No.
Well, I guess when I say killing all of them, I more so mean like them doing something to where like they will never be able to revive them. I think they also even like when they go to meet Phos in their finalized form, their like ascended form, which is very it's the cover. It's the cover of volume 12. That white being on the cover of volume 12. They like say like, "Listen, I've been thinking about it. Okay? I could just send you all into like the sun to just perpetually evaporate fucking forever with your immortality. I could do a whole
Okay.
bunch of things to fuck you all off. But you know what? I think I had a good day today. So I think I'll pray for you guys. I think I remembered a good day.
Okay.
I remembered a good day once upon a time, and so I'm gonna pray for you guys after all.
We're skipping too far ahead.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
So in between that, we have like the Lunarians have like not only have they perfected the gem to Lunarian transformation.
Yep.
But they've also like they end up reviving all of the previous gems.
Oh yes, yeah, because they found
all of them
out
except Lapis
Everyone's
Lazuli.
here.
they found
Except
out
Lapis.
so, it was something about the ice on the moon was able through its like this one crater on one of the moons in its magnetic field was able to like catch on to some of the like memory bits of their consciousness or something like that. I don't know if it was actually memory or something about their consciousness they were able to collect long enough so that they can revive all of the ones that they did turn to powder or the ones that were damaged. So they were able to bring back most of them except for Lapis. And I
think
believe
pretty much all of them except for Lapis Lazuli because they mentioned that they couldn't get enough of Lapis because presumably Lapis is still part of Vols.
Yeah, And then we had like the scenes up on the moon of the different Lunarians, or why? Yeah, they are Lunarians now, but the Lustrous who have become Lunarians. And this basically feels like an epilogue kind of scene for like this is what happened with this
volume.
Diamond wants to like start a band with Bort.
Finally.
Rutile and Podparasha. Rutile's just like a doctor up there as usual, and Podparasha's just kind of chilling out. People are eating ice cream and having fun, and Cinnabar is like taking care of flowers up there because they're just so glad that they can actually touch things and they don't just die anymore. So I'm like happy for them. They get to have fun, have a good time up there. Akmea reveals we found out about his past and the past of these specific Lunarians in general. These specific Lunarians are how do I explain this? So once all the meteors happened and Kongo Sensei had to begin his job of praying so that people can go there, they had to get in line for these prayers. And so they had to determine how the order was going to be formed. And they came up with some arbitrary way based on like the
weight of their soul.
Yeah, their weight of their soul and like their contributions in life and things to that effect. And so the group of Lunarians we know for this place were like towards the end of the line, essentially.
Bottom of the barrel.
And so because they had the bottom of the barrel people all together in like one fucking crater of one of the moons like that, they're like not doing well, killing each other, fucking melting all over the place, not able to stabilize anything. And like one of the Lunarian dudes that's supposed to be monitoring the groups in the line to make sure they're okay just like gave up on that group too. Until we got one dude who was like an assistant there who I think was
like secretary guy
who was just like, don't worry, I got you guys. I'll take care of you. And that turned out to be Akmea, who we found out their name was also Yama, or like their original name was Yama, which is supposed to be like god of death, right? So something like that.
In ours, it's Enma.
Enma. Yeah, I think they explained something about that in my version too. Something about, what was it? At some point they said their name is Enma, and then he says that's actually not the correct way to say it. It's Yama. I think there was just one line about that part though.
Yeah, in ours they said Emma, and then he corrects it to Enma.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I think in mine they called it Enma and then Senyama, not Emma and then Enma. Okay, all right. But we get the point either way. It's supposed to be related to like, some kind of religious reference in some kind of way, shape, or form. Other things with names, we had Karen Gorn was given a new name. Where Gat is what it was in my version. I don't know if it was the same in your version.
Yeah, basically, will a cat or something.
Yeah. So in the translation notes for it, they explained in my version that there's a number of ways that you could translate that kind of name that they were given. They chose one that refers to the Egyptian god of abundant harvest, Wajwer, whose name means great green. That's essentially what they named that, or the translation that they decided for Karen Gorn in the official translation. What else did we have for those developments with some of those people? Trying to think what this.
So,
The first Lunarian transformation we had, because there was a discussion about who should go first. Karen Gorn.
and it was bullshit.
Yeah, Karen Gorn was ready to go first immediately. Amethyst was like, maybe I should. They were like, no, you should not, because you're the scientist. What's gonna happen if it goes wrong when you go in there? And then Goshen's just like, oh, that sounds cool. Yay! And goes in.
He's doing some skateboarding now.
By the way, Goshen's just like had their own like, I'm just gonna chill with this crew kind of arc that happened. They just kind of abandoned literally everything going on with the plot to like chill with the boys, and came back wearing like skateboarder like attire and shit like that. I think in the character bios it looked like they were doing a kickflip like on the moon. So
cool, dude.
So there's it's nice little fun again, nice little fun epilogue is what it feels like. But we have a whole extra volume. What happens?
So once we get to the Gem to Lunarian phase, I have literally no idea who any of the characters are.
Yes, I was thinking the same.
Akamea and Sensei.
I was like,
no clue who literally any of them are.
Yeah, I was like, I know that's Cinnabar because they literally said, "Hey, Cinnabar," and then zoomed on her face. I know that's Yellow Diamond because they're like, "Hey, Yellow Diamond, what do you think about this? And would you like to become a Lunarian?" Like, okay. So I didn't know Weregat was Karen Gorn at first. I didn't know Weregat was Karen Gorn.
I had to like assume it after a while.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and even then before then, it's just like all the gyms are back. Oh, they're actually talking to Antarctic site. Like they're not just like.
Yep.
That's actually an Artisite. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we had we just
like speed ran that entire part in like half a chapter or something.
I have to also remember too, right? Because the big hiatus started with the "See you in 10,000 years" meme, and then we immediately get to like the epilogue kind of feeling chapters, where like we're just rushing to here's what happened to this gem, here's what happened to this gem, here's what happened to this gem, like.
That's what the PlayStation 5 will do to you.
You know, it's just they just come back like, what if I just wanted to ignore the trauma Phos is going through right now? We just have them have ice cream and they just
good ending.
Diamond and Bort starting a band, but Bort's like, nah, I'm good, and they have a whole thing about that. Like, there's things. I couldn't notice too. Yellow Diamond has a hallucination, I think, about somebody talking to them. I don't know who that was. Or I can't tell if that was a hallucination. They're like going to collect jam for like cookies, and somebody comes up to them and says, "Oh, we already did that yesterday." And then the next panel, they're not there. So I'm like, did they hallucinate that? And who is that person? I don't even know.
I took that more as like them just like the amount of time just like has slipped by so much that they're like they just aren't really cognizant of that. I guess.
Just kicked in finally.
It was more a way to show that like
it's the okay, Grandpa, let's get back to bed.
I guess.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Grandpa, it's time to get your medicine.
Right. Yeah, but again, I was just like, I don't even know who this was supposed to be, whether or not they are there. I don't even know who that one is. I know that's
Which
Yellow
one's yours
Diamond, but
again?
huh?
Never mind.
Was what? Oh, okay.
'Cause it would-
You got to finish your sentence if you're gonna start. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying.
Never mind. I was gonna say, which
Alright.
one's the oldest one? Because if it's probably the oldest one.
Yeah, Yellow
Okay, you
Diamond's
can't
the
go.
as far
You
as
can't
I
go.
know.
Okay, never mind, and then continue to finish this.
Sorry.
Listen,
he-
listen.
Finish it.
You are allowed to finish your sentence. I will allow it. I will allow it. Don't worry. Yes. So Kongo Sensei's just kind of chill with everybody now, despite all the war that happened or whatever.
Oh, we're good.
I mean, the whole time Kongo hasn't. Here's my confusion with this whole series, and maybe this will be explained in the next volume. I don't know for sure. Kongo Sensei understood that he was malfunctioning and would like apologize constantly and say all I'm doing is causing you guys trouble, actively put Fos back together, I'm assuming so that she could try to tell him to pray again. And yet throughout all that time, Kongo never thought to just directly go to the Lunarians and see if they could help repair him. I don't understand that bit. But maybe it will be explained in the next volume. Again, we do know that he was just malfunctioning the whole time, so that might have also been why he was not doing that. I just don't
That
understand
You
and
that.
need the
also
Lunarians to come to
because-
him. That's the problem. You need to do it like the other way around.
Well, why
that
couldn't
and
he go
also
there?
because he might also because he's unable to tell others about his stuff. I forget what the exact, or if they even like said exact rules for it of how he was programmed a certain way to not reveal certain things. He can say he's broken, but maybe I don't know.
Can't say like how or why.
Well, even if he can't reveal how he's broken, nothing stops him from going somewhere and just letting things happen to him, such as going to the moon and just saying, "Hey, what's up, guys? I'm broken. How's it going?" And like playing charades with them to be like, "Oh, I sure
think it's
wish I
more
could
that-
pray."
I think it's more that once he realized he was broken, he found the gems,
Yeah.
and the gems were the reason he did not want to be fixed. So once the gems started rebelling, and he realized that that's the will that they want now to not be with him anymore, he was more willing to appease the Lunarians, I guess.
I mean, in the end, he sort of got what he could get in his situation, where he's like, I don't want to, my systems will not allow me to pray, because then the Lunarians, not the Lunarians, the Lustrous will also go away, even though they are still currently living beings, and we do not. But then my other thing with that was, before, people had to wait in line for their turn to be prayed for. This is not like an AoE thing all the time. It is for the end of this series, but like it was not an AoE thing before.
Or the malfunction question mark.
They wanted it to be an AoE thing before.
It might have been an AoE thing, but a very limited range. You know? That's how I interpret it. Either a single person or a very limited range.
Listen,
Okay.
I'm
he
at a
needs
point.
some like signal
Yeah.
amplifier.
Listen,
Give this man a megaphone.
I'm just saying he's malfunctioning, and somehow his prayer powers are too strong now. And he's, please stop praying for my grandpa. He's become too powerful. He's become too obsessed with rocks. He can't pray anymore. Please. Listen.
Yeah, I don't know where this is going to go in the next volume.
I can only assume with the
Left,
next,
though.
because like we've had this the last bits and like the fights or whatever reminded me a lot of Evangelion, with like how weird it can get and religious messaging it's got on it, and like this whole like the final scenes with this, and like the this would entirely be an Evangelion-esque scene if it was animated and like had like, you know, the same, you know, weird music stuff set to it too. I was just thinking that the whole time I'm reading the end bit of it.
Figure out who's who.
I was just remembering End of Evangelion the whole time. I was, you know, the that one song that plays in End of Evangelion movie and all that. Like I was just thinking that the whole time I was reading that. And so I can only imagine with that in my head, the final volume just being like that the other weird episode of Evangelion where it's just the like, well, I'm trying to remember because I did not watch Evangelion. I only watched it for the first time like a couple years ago.
Is it the meme?
From what I remember with Evangelion, well, that meme, the congratulations meme, that's a part. That's like the ending of that episode. Essentially, I mean, I'm not gonna say the full ending of Evangelion for spoiler reasons for people, but I will say there was an ending of Evangelion that was, from what I'm understanding, I could be phrasing this wrong. So if you're an Evangelion fan in the chat, please correct me. But I will just say what I understand to be. Because of budgetary and/or time restrictions at the time, there was an ending. There was essentially the bad ending that was shown. And it was very weird. It was very cool. But like that was not the ending people were expecting. And so that was like the ending that was shown originally. And then there was another ending that was eventually shown, which was what they originally intended, but they either needed more time or money to do so or something to that effect. And that was essentially like I don't want to say good ending, but better ending. You're never really getting a good ending, I guess, with a lot of Evangelion stuff, but you know, you understand what I mean. Where what I'm trying to get at here is Volume 13 could go that route where we're just getting a whole bunch of weird thematic shit about Phos's life. It could also just be a series of flashbacks to the early days. Not to say it becomes just a slice of life thing, but like it could be like the last days
Final
of
volume, slice of life.
It could be a mixture of like
ending.
It could be a mixture of like the last days of humanity, what happened to get the gems to where they are, probably directly seeing the moment when Sensei malfunctions, and maybe something related to the Amaryllis. I think that's how you pronounce it. The like jellyfish people. Or the snail people, I should say. Jellyfish are what Bort likes, you know. Maybe some older gems have their own kind of story that we get to see unfold. Or maybe we see like the early days of the Lunarians. I feel like at this point it's going to be a lot of flashback stuff. I don't really imagine us seeing future stuff that happens at this point. I don't know.
I am going to completely go against you. I think this will be the next cycle of life where Vols is now human, and we will see, I guess, the rebirth of humanity again to continue that cycle of life.
So it's Isekai.
We're gonna get the human AU. I understand.
So now the previous humans have been prayed away to nothing, and Vols will be the last one standing, and somehow we will get a rebirth of humanity to restart the cycle. That's what I imagine will happen. I'm not sure if that'll be the entire volume. And that feels like just something you would do in a chapter just to like quickly wrap things up, but I don't I really I could see that to do like in the final volume, but I don't know. That's a final volume. That's a lot. Could go on.
10 whole chapters, you know, 10 whole chapters of Lustrous.
Maybe it'll be Vols, like kind of wandering alone, like Adamant Sensei, and
she starts her own rock collection.
Similarly, but like with humanity, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Or Vols is gathering.
Collection has become the collector.
Like Sensei was gathering the gems, and then over time we see humanity actually grow back into what we would call humans. Because now all three of the beings that made up humanity have been wished away to nothing, but they are also now together again.
You know what? I've got it. I know what really happens in the next volume, okay? They make a big show of the AoE prayer, but then it's going to turn out it didn't work. And everyone's like, what do we do now? And then it just becomes a slice of life for the next volume. That's pretty much it.
I think the next volume is every single Lunarian. I guess there's no gems left. And then the snail people, they're all gathered around one TV and somebody's playing on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, let's go. They're all playing Elden Ring. Let's go. Wow. We got theories going. We got theories. A lot of things could happen. Anything could happen. Speaking of the PS5 meme, okay.
Yes, that's what I was about to go to.
What were you about to go to? Go on.
The PS5 meme. Go on.
I was going to mention the Shotaro Tokuno thing, the jump scare I had with that. But what were you specifically going to say about the PS5 thing?
Well, you mentioned last week how you didn't see the author comments. Well,
Yeah.
they're in art chapters at least, but they're very small at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys are probably gonna have to tell me because they were not in my versions of it. They will be. Oh, okay. All right.
So, chapter 94. She was trying to win a PS5 with reference.
Okay.
Didn't happen.
Okay.
Chapter 95, though. I got my PS5. Yay.
Oh, no. Oh, no. It's over. It's over.
And then...
Wait. Hold on. Wait.
And then...
Yeah. And then...
Land of the Lustrous will be on hiatus starting next issue.
Yep.
A resumption notice will be posted in the magazine as the official website once decided.
Okay, one thing we gotta check. How long was the hiatus? We gotta look it up. I didn't look it up prior to this, but we gotta look it up. How long was the hiatus exactly? We gotta find out. What chapter was this? This is chapter
95.
95.
So,
Okay.
96.
Yeah, so when did 95 come out and when did 96 come out? We gotta know how long the hiatus was.
Just like a year, wasn't it?
Chapter 95.
It was on the PS5 for that long? And all its games that definitely has?
Yeah.
Okay, so the manga entered on hiatus from December 2020 to June 2022, and then later from October 2023 to February 2024. So it had 2 hiatuses, apparently. That lasted, one of them lasted like 6 months, and one of them lasted like a year and a half.
A year and a half to play every single game on PlayStation 5. I can see it.
That's a lot.
18 months, Jesus.
That's more games than I thought were on it, but... You know, they might have played Heart of the Woods. Who knows?
They might have played Umineko. That takes a while, right?
First came out.
Umineko's not on PlayStation 5, but Heart of the Woods is. And you should go check out Heart of the Woods on PlayStation.
Oh my god.
PS5 back then, was it?
Don't worry about that. Anyways, let's move on. What else do we got?
It's always been on the PS5.
What else do we got here? We got the bonus memes. The bonus meme chapters. What happened in those ones? So we had one of them was about Morganite. Because like we had before the big war happened. I should also clarify, before the big war between the gems happened, the big climactic battle, the gems on Earth were just kind of having fun because they hadn't been attacked in like hundreds of years or whatever. They were just kind of chilling. I don't know if it was hundreds of years, but they were just kind of chilling there, having a great time. You knew something terrible was about to happen to all of them because they look so happy, and Phos is so angry, going literally Joker mode and laughing. Phos is literally cackling while looking like the most evilest evil dude ever. Okay, so
look, I like the fit. All right.
I mean, they did look sick. I won't lie. But yeah, everybody was just kind of chill. Morganite and Goshen Knight, each on their own side, because they were supposed to be partners before, right? But now Goshen Knight was on the moon, and Morganite was on Earth, and they've each been like doing their own chill thing. Morganite has become like sort of the more responsible member of the group, as according to this bonus meme chapter, I guess. To where like they're just like, oh no, she's so helpful and cheerful. This is bad. She's gonna make us look bad or something to that effect. That was essentially the bonus meme where she just like head pats them all to give them attention. They're like, yay, we forgot all about that. That was that one bonus meme. The other bonus meme, did that have to do with Sensei? Hold on, I'm gonna check right now. It had to do with Sensei and his things from his past. So you had like the Shiro, his like dog thing, who's now like a Lunarian dog thing. Oh yeah, the Lunarian dog thing. We had Akmea had the Lunarian dog thing fucking crush Phos to take them back at some point, right? Wait, what happened with that? Why did he do that? And why did that happen? I'm trying to remember that. They like were scared
because
of
Phos doesn't want to go back out to the moon, I think.
Oh, because Maybe. It might have been something like they just really, really wanted to go deal with Sensei now, and they were just like, this will be easier. Kind of like when Karen Gorn, when they first revealed their like new kind of look, their new drip to everybody, was just like, fuck you, folks, I'm just going to break you to bits and take you back to the moon. It'll be a lot quicker. And then they did that.
Easier.
It'll be easier. And, so there was just like a nice little like bonus meme of just him playing Jenga essentially with like the board pieces that would explode and murder them all, and then chilling with the dog thing. So it's just a nice little thing. And then character bios. What we got for character bio memes here? We had again, I still remember Goshenite doing like a kickflip on the moon. That one happened.
Yeah, screenshot that.
One, I don't have a screenshot on hand. It's in the volume 12 thing. The volume 12.
Yeah, I remember seeing the character bios in volume 12. I don't know. The last 3 volumes, I haven't seen them. It's a little odd.
Oh, if they haven't been showing for you guys, they might. Hold on. I think the Twitter thread that I have pinned in here has them on there. I don't know if it has the actual descriptions written on it. Let me see though. But I know I have copies of all of them on my end. No, maybe that thread doesn't have the character bios. I think it's on the Land of the Lustrous Volume 11 character bios. Yeah, because I think it's on like the wiki. I think they got them on the wiki. Here you go. I don't know if it's going to be easy to read though.
I want to see this kickflip. I gotta see it.
This is volume 11. Okay, that is dog shit to read, but that's fine. And let me get volume 12s. Volume 12. I got it in front of me, so I can always read the things to you. Here you go. This one's easier to read, probably because of the colors going on. You can see in the top left, Goshenite just doing it. Wait, I'll show this on the stream too. Briefly.
It's so good.
You got everyone else being very serious, and then, gosh.
Okay, I'm showing it on stream now. You have fucking this view of evil Fos in the distance walking over body parts. Baby. Okay, Kongo, Cinnabar, Jade, Euclid are getting ready for that battle. Other Lunarians are just talking with each other. And then Yellow Diamond is just clapping for Goshenite doing a kickflip. It's amazing.
I bet see Foster's getting ready for Pride Month, that collection of body parts.
You know, I mean, okay. What was the other meme? Oh, yeah. The chapter where... So, volume 11, okay, the character bios between that and volume 10, because I think the one prior was when we started having Karen Gorn transition to be married to Akmea and become his wife. So, in volume 11... their name is no longer Karen Gorn in the character introductions. It is now Princess. And it says, has won popularity among the Lunarians by showing a candid gemsona. That's how it was worded officially.
Sona.
We got gemsonas going on. Yellow Diamond, the eldest, a little incomprehensible. Amethyst appears to have found a new self. Podparasha is making sure to have no regrets. Alexandrite will show you what an 8.5 can really do, and then immediately passed out in the fight. So we did not see what they could do. Phospholite, the hero of our story, makes a decision. The decision was to tell Sensei to kill himself. You know, that's whatever.
As you do.
Goshenite, in terms of adaptability, ? Hardness 10. Ooh, he's that hard. That's what they're saying about Goshenite. He's just so hard. Benitoite, favorite signature dish is Don Don noodles, normal spiciness. Diamond appears to have found an ideal self. Rutile, former physician, fresh out of give a damn. Fresh out, all out of it. Neptunite, feelings about Benito revealed. I think the feelings was literally just, I don't hate him. I kind of like him, actually. But then Benito's like, fuck you! And then he tries to fight him. Because Benito is just like, I hate how fucking weird you are. What the fuck? Can't you be normal? Watermelon Tortellini, which I don't even remember seeing Watermelon Tortellini in any of these, but apparently they're somewhere. Just wants everyone to get along. Okay, fair enough. Hemi Morphite is relatively okay when among friends. Red Barrel. I didn't remember seeing Red Barrel in either of these chapters. Maybe I'm just dumb. But it says is way too curious about lunar fashion. Obsidian completed a fun collab project. There was a meme in the intro about Obsidian doing a collab project, and then Symphony doing. Oh, I remember what the collab was. They made a little like sleeping doll thing for Cinnabar, so they could hibernate with them. So then they can hibernate without their Mercury going everywhere. They made like a little coffin for Cinnabar out of bits of obsidian, so that they could just be in there and hibernate with them. And it was very sweet. It was nice. They were like, "Oh, they really wanted to invite me to hibernate with them." And then the war happened, So it happens.
Like we had our fun before the war already.
Yeah. Euclid's looking for clues to help change things for the better. Jade can't follow Yuke in Kondo's conversations. Peridot sometimes wants to let the younger gems take care of things. Bort, still the same on the inside. This is like right after they got short hair. Cinnabar is happy about a thing that happened, which I'm assuming was also the hibernation thing. And then Amethyst, the other Amethyst, is pretty much doing okay. That's what it's pretty much. Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. And that was the Volume 11 things. Volume 12's things. There's a lot less of them. So you got Barbada, which is the researcher dude. It just says researcher. Akamiya, a civil servant. Princess, living a stable life. Amethyst wants to do so many things. Yellow Diamond, can't be fixed in a day. Goshenite, full of vim and vigor, as they do a kickflip. Phosphofolite, the hero of our story, out for revenge. What will happen? Euclid, the consolator. Jade, extremely tough. Expect great things. Cinnabar sees the whole picture, and then Kongo, a broken machine. That's all we got for him. He's just a broken machine.
He's just like me.
Damn. And, yeah, we've had a lot of progress with these character bios over time. They went from like very giant cast of all of them to like now this side is who's on this side of the war, this side is who's on this side of the war, and most of the time some of them were just memes, other times they're like serious, and the covers too have also evolved over time to like before there was always a gem on the cover that was like a big focus of it, usually Phos, and like now it's technically that's still Phos on 12, but that's like Ascended God Phos. I don't even know at this point.
It went even further beyond.
I don't even know. Like
I do love it when it's like technically it's the character,
but they've gone through so much, and now they've ascended, and yeah. I will say, Volume 11 is the first cover where Cinnabar actually shows up. This is the big confrontation between Phos and Cinnabar, even though it doesn't happen in that volume. It happens in the next volume, mostly. But it's still one of the hardest covers I've ever seen. I fucking love that cover. And we finally got Cinnabar.
That can be hard. Cinnabar has a hardness of like 1.
Cinnabar is finally on the cover. Bort's also on the cover, and I think, yeah, you see on the back of the book, Bort and Diamond fighting directly, which also looked cool. Yeah, the fights between the gems looked really sick. I loved how it looked, but I also couldn't tell who won some of the fights at first, so I had to figure that out. But everything about what's been going on visually with the gems in those fights, I thought was sick. I thought it was cool. Diamond finally getting to confront Bort in the way that they want to, finding out essentially that being mad at Bort all that time was just kind of a waste of time, essentially. Because like Bort was literally just doing what they had to do to survive, and then once they didn't have to fight anymore, they just got into jellyfish collection, and that pissed off Diamond even more. So, Diamond.
You can hear like Diamond's simps in the background.
Yeah. Diamond's like, cheer me on. I need all of you to cheer me on while I kick his ass.
Cheer loud enough. What the fuck is this mid?
Yeah.
Garbage?
What the fuck, chat? I need more subs here. What are you doing? We need the Twitch subs to go up. We need the hype train going for the Bort fight.
Joe, I couldn't beat more.
And what I was trying I think there was something else I was gonna say, but now I don't remember. Listen, all I know is we made it through 12 volumes so far. We got another
one
volume.
more.
But now I don't got them physically anymore. Now I got to go to my local library. Gotta go to my local. And somebody mentioned in YouTube chat, Patrick Feeney, who's also the one who mentioned about the YouTube comment at the beginning of the stream that I read about the us seeing Diamond use parts of their body in fights before potentially. They had said Volume 12 only got officially translated last August. Probably will come out next year based on delays between JP and EN release for previous volume. Notable thing that also glossed over there, Lunarians are ghosts. The lunarification machine is a suicide booth. That is an interesting thought. But I mean, I'd like to think of it. It's true. They are ghosts, but that's where it gets kind of tricky when I think about it like that. I understand the meme was like simplifying it like that, but also, would you consider the gems also to be ghosts then? Because if Sensei's prayers will also let them leave too to the other place, I guess they would also be. I mean, because all three groups are essentially just remnants of humanity in one way or another. But the only ones I think that is actually closest to humans, which surprises me that we didn't point it out earlier, is the jellyfish people, or not jelly, the snail people. The like Amaryllis people are like actually like not immortal beings. And I mean, although I think he said that they would also go away as well if Sensei prayed. So essentially they're like, I don't know. Damn,
for a second there I thought Vols might get a snail collection. That'd be funny.
But the Lunarians are clearly designed as ghosts or souls that like need to like move on. Whereas the Lunarians are essentially the same, but in like a solid kind of form. So it is interesting to like think about like the idea of that machine. I also find it interesting that we wanted to do this process for everybody. They like explained it towards the end as like it's easier to put these memory like crystals that we found with the other gems, or like put like the things that we found in the ice on the moon with them if they're Lunarians or something to that effect. But it's one of those things where it's like it doesn't really matter in the end if they're Lunarians, I don't think. The only one it really mattered to was probably Karangorn, because they had a love story going on with Akamea. Everybody else, it's like one way or another. I mean, if Akamea hasn't told anybody else yet, and I don't remember if they had towards the time of the end, that everybody, including the Lustrous, will move on once they get a prayer. I'm assuming Kongo would have said it once he showed up again as a Lunarian, because now he's no longer a malfunctioning machine, so he could essentially say everything. So I don't know. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting. A lot of things happened. We had the big climactic Marvel Civil War battle between the gems. Vols became the Joker in this Marvel world somehow. And Akamea was just the mastermind manipulating the entire events of this story to happen, which is very interesting to hear about. The like level of like planning that they did for this, which like you kind of figure that they were trying to do something to that effect when like you had the whole snail people like trying to trick Vols thing happened, but like they also directly dropped it there, and then also them dropping Shiro to instill doubt between Vols and Sensei, and then obviously getting Karangorn to separate from Vols by like taking out the like last pieces of Ghost Quartz and then marrying them to like keep them away from Vols, and all these kind of different pieces. And I don't know how with the alloy stuff, but the alloys were probably also a thing that they were hoping on too in some kind of way. The alloy stuff was always something that weirded me out, because the alloy stuff immediately trapped Vols in like a box thing as soon as her inclusions tried to use it, and like it stopped her from being able to save Antarcticite. And I always wondered why that happened, and I wasn't sure if that was like a plan from the Lunarians, and if like the Lunarians could somehow like control that alloy somehow. I wasn't sure what that was about. But what we do know is Fos probably has like little to nothing left of what Fos originally was. And now at this point they're ascended, so it doesn't really matter. But here's the question about ascended Fos. Because they had an interesting look to them. What would we consider Fos? Would Fos be considered a Lustrous still? Would they be considered a Lunarian? Would they be considered something in between? Or just human? Just human? Just God?
No, they
like,
are
what do you mean?
transcended. They're a different species than anything we have seen before.
Wow. How do you think she feels about all this? How do you think she feels now?
Lonely.
That is the one thing I did want to ask. What happens to her after she prays for everybody? What does she do? Just die? What? I don't even know if she can die at this point. Can she pray for herself? Is that an option? Somebody should pray for her. She's gone through a lot this series. It's a lot. It's unfortunate. What did we learn in the end? What did we learn? I think we learned not to bother with, what was she doing at the beginning? Fucking writing a natural history. Don't write natural histories. Don't get into natural history. If you do, terrible things will happen to you and everyone you love. So don't do it. It's not good. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else we got to talk about with these two volumes, because there was just a lot of fighting that happened, and there was a lot of like very interesting stuff visually that was happening in all those fights. The like entire Lunarian army coming all at the same time looked super sick and was like a oh shit we're fucked moment for like all the other gems on Earth that have just done nothing for years except just chill and be peaceful. You had like the one really nice panel of like Sensei chilling with all the other gems in like spring outfits, chilling with flowers in their hair, throwing them around. And you know something horrible is about to happen. And I think like 2 pages later, it's just a million Lunarian like spots in the sky, which they've explained again. They don't have to make their announcement that they're there like that. They just do it for a psychological effect. It's a power move. And they do it on Sensei's birthday, too. They're, like, trying to throw him a fake birthday. They're like, we've assigned you a birthday, Sensei. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Sensei. And then everyone died, including Sensei. Happy birthday, Sensei. Wow.
Damn, your birthday was also your death today. What a
happy death day. Happy death day. I did like, Diamond's like outfit when she goes to fight Bort reminded me of a character from Kill la Kill, who like also had like she had like a giant bow in her hair as well, and like would the one in Kill la Kill would fight by manipulating the animation. Like she would like break the fourth wall of animation being the platform that the story's being told on, and like do cool stuff with it. But that's Kill la Kill being Kill la Kill.
Is that good thing, bad thing?
It's a fun thing. It's called fun, Shadow. Have you ever had fun in your life? Don't answer that.
You know the answer is no. That's the problem.
I just really liked the Bort and Diamond confrontations. Like all of that being built up, and then the end result was just essentially it felt like a Diamond. You just kind of waste your whole time with all of this. You're supposed to just do your own thing in life. She spent her whole time just hating on Bort, being a hater the entirety of this.
I mean, I do the same thing, honestly.
Until they realize like Bort literally like doesn't care about like they just want to chill out. I think they even still called her Dee like before the fight happened. So they're just like, Diamond's gotta chill, okay? Diamond's gotta chill. But now Diamond's found her own happiness on the moon, being an idol up there, getting mad at her Sims for not cheering her on when she needs it, and things like that, okay? She's got the attention she wants up there, okay? As an entertainer. She didn't realize you could get into the entertainment business. Probably because before, there was only like 4 gems to like entertain at the time.
There was no entertainment business.
You know? So now she's cornered the market with the Lunarian. Well, not anymore. Everybody's moved on now, so I don't know. I wonder too if there was anybody who like wanted to stick behind and are and are just being caught up in the radius thing because nobody took. I wondered a couple things. I wondered if anybody stuck behind on the moon and did not want to actually move on. And I wondered also if anybody did not actually convert from the Lustrous to a Lunarian.
It
I don't
seemed
think
like
we saw.
everybody did, because there's very
Yeah.
few gems that were actually left that could do the process.
Right.
And every gem that they brought back seemed that they were brought back as a Lunarian. So.
Yeah. Okay.
And also, I think the 10,000 year time skip kind of pushed out any ideas of people wanting to stay, I guess.
I thought we were going to be introduced to like.
all the time.
I was getting nervous that we were going to be introduced to like new gems from before the events of our story, and we were going to learn all about them real quick.
Well, you wouldn't really have, because you wouldn't be able to figure out who's.
Yeah, that too. When I kept seeing the gems, I was like, "Am I supposed to recognize this gem, or is this supposed to be a new gem?" I don't know. I can't tell unless they physically tell.
I was like, that hair is vaguely familiar, but I have no other connection aside from vague familiarities.
Listen, if it was colored, I might be able to tell. Actually, I don't know if I'd be able to tell. Actually, once they turned to the Lunarians, they mentioned they would lose their color.
Yeah,
so I don't
lose their luster.
So I don't even know if I'd be able to tell. How am I supposed to tell who the fuck these people are? All right. Well, that was Land of the Lustrous, volumes 11 and 12. I think that's pretty much all we got to say, unless you guys got any other memes to point out.
I went over all my thoughts. Shadow, what do you think's going to happen next volume? Last volume?
Who knows at this point?
Well,
Great.
we've essentially, because I think last time I asked you guys, like, what do you think is going to happen? What do you want to happen? I forget who, but I think somebody said everybody dies. Or maybe that was for...
That was me.
That was you. Well, you essentially got that for like 5 seconds. Foes killed literally everybody and then brought them all back. Well, they didn't bring them all back. The Akmea brought everybody all back as Lunarians, and now they're going to heaven. So everybody essentially
Like
died.
everybody,
So everybody died.
You can pussy watch whatever you want. They're all dead.
And, as Patrick said in the chat, all the other gems that were not killed by foes have just decided to just kill themselves and become Lunarians, So it's, and now they're all moving on.
So what you're telling me is Low Tier God wins in the end.
Basically. Low Tier God, the Deranged Detective, all these people win in the end. All right. Well.
Wait, who's the deranged detective?
I don't remember if you were there when we watched the first episode of that, but that was that one anime that recently aired about the guy who's like a very skilled detective, but his one flaw is at the end of the case, he tries to tell the crook to die, and they do it.
Boy, I remember. I was there. I remember.
Yeah, you were there for it. We watched like one episode
the
of
name.
it. I think it got us.
Ron Tomotohashi's deranged detective something.
Oh, deranged deductions or forbidden deductions, right? Is that what it was?
Yes, there we go. There we go. Now I remember.
It's the manga is originally called Deranged Detective, but I think they changed to Forbidden Deductions, and I think I made a comment. It sounds worse if they were trying to.
Tomotohashi Deranged Detective is the Japanese translation, but then
Forbidden Deductions makes it sound like it's. I mean, you probably already assume there's like yaoi elements to it, but that really makes it sound like it is.
Not because it's not, but.
I assume it's not heavy, but my assumption with that series is that it seemed like it's one that's not like heavy on it, but it's like one where like the fans are gonna want to probably push that kind of stuff.
He did start flirting with a dead body, so there's that too.
True. All right, but this is not Deranged Detective. This is Land of the Lustrous. So, okay. For the last volume, my hope, and I think I said it earlier, okay, because there's a couple angles I can go in. I do not want it to be some weird like slice of life stories.
Funny, though.
They could be fun, but I'd want them more to be like towards the end as like bonus meme stuff if we are going to do it like that. I more so want
on the PS5. That's the bonus meme.
I more so want the backstories for like humanity getting to where it's at. Probably, and like how Kongo Sensei brought. This is the kind of things that I more want. I want like the backstory stuff that like led up to more of the stuff, which will be interesting, but I'll also still be confused at why we presented that after she decided to have everyone move on. Yeah, I don't know. There could always be a chance where she tries to, and then it just doesn't work, and then everybody is outraged, and then another war breaks out. Anything can happen, really. So, all right. Well, that was The Land of the Lustrous, volumes 11 and 12. That was pretty. I was trying to think if there was something else I could say, but that's pretty much it. We did it. Wow.
That's it. Yeah, we talked about everything.
We got 10.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, we got 10 more chapters, and you got to go to your local video store to do it right now, because Kodansha did not decide to simulpub this on their goddamn simulpub platform. So you got to read the next 10, from your local video store. You find an original Japanese copy of it, break out your Japanese to English dictionary, and
go to
just
Sudagaya, they probably have it.
And you figure it all out. You read it all. And then you especially read the author comments. Okay, we got to hear all about what the author's thinking at this point. I completely did not realize, because again, I'm reading the official version. We did not get the author comments in that, and I don't think you guys even got the author comments until like these volumes, right? So yeah.
No, we might have, but they're
just
like
very
really
small. I didn't notice them.
They're very small at the bottom of some pages. So they're very easy to overlook.
Yeah, from what I've heard, there's supposed to be an author comment at the bottom of all the chapters, but for the versions that are going to be scanlated, at your local video store, it's going to depend whether they got their raws from the magazine release or if they got it from a volume release and then did that. So it's probably going to depend for like whether or not the comments are there, depending on how the translators, what they use for their raw things. There's a similar kind of thing is happening for me with Idol Story, where if you read the released stuff, there's like comments for each of the chapters, and not author comments specifically, but like comments for like what's going to happen. Like those kind of preview things typically happen in magazines, or like a little blurb towards the beginning of like, this is what's happened now, what happens next, like those kind of deals. But the actual volume release isn't going to have that. So yeah, so we'll see.
Basically manga will change from the initial release to the final volume, which sometimes is those author comments, sometimes is those ending parts, and sometimes it's to actually like redo sections of the manga.
Yep.
So
sure.
There's several I've seen, usually shonen, like the weekly or monthly or even the 3 months. They end up having to like redraw entire sections or add in pages that they weren't able to do.
Yep.
There's a lot of changes that go from the magazine to the full release. So.
Yeah, I realized that bit with the adding pages that they weren't able to do with the Idol Story, because there was like 2 pages of one performance that they did not release at the time of the like weekly release they were doing. Now they're doing like bi-weekly releases, so it's easier for them. But before they were doing weekly, and they did not have 2 pages ready in time for a certain thing, but now they do, and that was a clue with the final volume thing. So
nice.
And yeah, also, again, I will briefly mention with the Shotaro Tokuno thing, because I posted this in the Discord, okay? Shotaro Tokuno, who is the author of New Game, and now also Idol Story is their current series. I had the jump scare of yesterday, I think it was yesterday, or was it something like that.
Did they get a PS5?
They got a PS5 to play Elden Ring, and I'm like, no! The hiatus is coming. It's over. It's over. Not like
it's
this.
It's already here, bro. You're screwed.
They're doing it to play the Elden Ring DLC, too. It's fucking done. We're done.
If Hoshino Katsura ever gets a PS5, I'm quitting. There's no way. No shot. She's already down to once every 3 months. A PS5? Are you kidding me?
It's over.
Yeah,
no games and no
like
time.
Really depressing jump scares. My jump scare yesterday was this.
What was your jump scare yesterday? Your jump scare was a
Yu-Gi-Oh
Yu-Gi-Oh card. Oh yeah, I understand
you have it
this.
pretty good then.
Yeah, true.
The card's called Approaching Machine, so you know what that means.
Sure.
I listen. I understand the JoJo references. Don't worry.
It's not a
Don't worry.
JoJo reference.
I understand the JoJo references.
It's not
Don't
even.
worry.
It's a machine card, Jeff. That's the thing.
Oh, you're approaching me. Like, I understood the JoJo reference. Don't worry.
No, it
I got
wasn't
it.
a JoJo.
It even looks like it in
We
the
have to
image.
get
I
him
look
to-
like it.
We have to get him to watch more stuff. We have to.
I've been
please.
trying. We're watching
Please.
Beyond the Boundary. We're almost done with Beyond the Boundary. Okay, so now he
want
knows all
the movie
about
after?
bespeckled beauties. Yeah, we're probably gonna watch the
movie
movie too.
JoJo
Yeah.
reference until you two pointed it out.
Yeah. Listen, that's just you being a
Yeah.
fake fan. That's you being a fake fan. Okay, but you know. that's-
Anyway,
Wow, Land of Lustrous, amazing series. I got the art book too, Pseudomorph of Love. It's really cool. It's really nice. I think it was only like $30 actually. So if you got if you got the money and you can go order that because it's really fucking sick. Me and Chad memed about getting the card game, but as I said before, it's like the people are trying to sell it for like $200 and it doesn't even look like they kept it in good quality. So,
Ugh.
but apparently it's just a reskin of another game. So you might not really necessarily want to spend all that money on it anyway. Maybe for like collector purposes, but like again, if you are going to do it, at the very least, if you're spending $100 on this shit, make sure they're actually getting you like a good quality version. Like you look at the cards that it looked like it's just a regular ass deck of cards with like how the condition they kept it in. It did not look like good condition. But that would be a cool meme to do. I might look into seeing if there's like a digital way to mess around with those cards in like one of those, what was the program people use for Magic or whatever? I don't remember what it was called, Cockatrice or whatever. I think you're able to, I think we tried running WeCross in that before, so you could probably do the same with the Land of Lustrous thing. Probably wouldn't be that hard.
I know there's also like Tabletop Simulator. That might work. I've seen some card games work on that.
That's true. I might check to see if those cards have been put on there. I mean, you could put it in any kind of program as long as you have the images of the cards, which you sort of do in that one guide that people wrote up with the translations. So we might be able to come up with something. We'll see.
That'd be like a bonus one, like maybe like a week or two after even.
Well, I'd also have to learn how that love letter game works in general, I guess. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
That'd be a fun bonus thing to do though.
it'd be a nice bonus feed, but I'm going to try to set up the quiz for next week. We're going to do volume 13 and then the quiz. And the quiz this time, I'm going to see if I can get it ready in time. But essentially, whenever we did the quiz in the past, I would just ask the questions from a notepad I have, and then you guys would answer on Discord. You guys would probably still answer on Discord, but the problem with what I was doing before is there was something visually on the screen for the folks at home or those watching the VOD to know or remember what question you guys are currently on. So I'm going to not make it so that I have to adjust the text every time. I'm probably just going to throw up a quick like. Well, I could do a PowerPoint thing, or I could do like a Unity thing or whatever, but I can do like either way. And I'm probably going to make it like a Unity thing because eventually I would also be able to modify it so that people can submit answers to it in some kind of way, like on a website thing or something. So yeah, I'll figure it out. We'll see.
Yeah.
But essentially, we're going to be upgrading the quiz bit a bit to see how that will go in the future. The other thing I will also be doing, as a little announcement, I haven't figured it out. I haven't done it yet, but I will do it. On my website, wolfborg.com, I will create a dedicated web page specifically for book club stuff. And it's essentially going to be like listing like all the series we've read and the next series that we're working, like the schedule of like the current series we're on and times, things to that effect. So that people can see a history of those things in the VODs if they're interested in those. That will be one other update that we're going to be doing for that. Now, we also have to keep in mind, because this series is about to end next week, we got to start thinking of suggestions. And if you are watching this and you're interested in either becoming a part of this, or if you want to just want to hear us ramble about one of your favorite series, let us know your suggestions either in the comments and or in the Discord at discord.wolfborg.com. And come hang with us in there. We'll be doing a vote after next week's stream. Well, what we usually do is we'll take the next week off. So next week we're going to talk about volume 13 and do the quiz. Then we're going to take a week off as we do the voting to see what we're going to talk about next. We'll be doing the vote probably similar to how we did it last time. And the other thing too is I might either this week or next week throw up a discussion with the usual book club people to see potentially if we would like to move the time and or date of book club. I probably don't want to move it to like a weekend thing. So this probably wouldn't be on a Saturday or Sunday. and probably most likely not Friday because I'm usually not here Fridays. But I usually don't want to try to do it on a weekend thing because usually people have various weekends that they want to do other things on. So I don't want to go trying to plan on things on weekends and then everybody's constantly in whatever. So I'll be throwing up questions to people, maybe like a poll thing to see like who's available usually on what days and after what times, and try to see potentially if we want to move the date. If we don't, then we're probably just going to stick with the usual 8 p.m. on Thursdays, but there's a potential chance that we're going to be changing it for the next series we do. I don't know yet. We'll see how that works. So that's what to expect in the future for book club. So keep all that in mind. And if you want to keep more up to date with some of the stuff, make sure to subscribe and or follow, depending on the platform you're on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, all on, you can go to youtube.wolfborg.com, Twitch. So what, you understand the deal. And if you want to directly talk and find out updates in real time, discord.wolfborg.com to join that server and hang out with us on there. Grab yourself the book club roll and we'll have a good time. Well, I don't know if Fos is going to be having a good time next volume, but we'll find out then.
Well, I'm very tired. Everyone else is dead. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, everybody else is moving on to the afterlife, hopefully. Hopefully they're not being doomed to eternal damnation from Fos being angry at them. We don't know yet. Anything could happen. All right.
Fos wins in the last minute, gets revenge for all this shit they've been through.
For everything.
It was all an elaborate ruse. I knew it.
All right. Thank you, everybody. I will talk to you all later. Goodbye, stream. Goodbye, stream.
Bye, stream.